Welcome to She Made That, a series that celebrates creative women. I'm your host, Daniela, and every month I sit down with women to hear their stories, what they create, and why.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining me today on another creative discussion. Before we start, can you give yourself a little introduction as well as the business you created?
Hi, Daniela. Thank you for having me on today to talk about something that is so close to my heart. I help women move beyond narcissistic abuse and become the hero they've been searching for. And this mission comes from my own story. For 18 years, I was in back-to-back narcissistic relationships. On the outside, my life looked successful. I had a great corporate IT career. I was hitting professional goals and achievements, but behind closed doors, it was a very different story. Once I was married, I lived in constant survival mode, always trying to keep the peace. By the end of my marriage, I didn't recognize myself. My smile, my joy, my very essence had all disappeared. I went through narcissistic abuse alone, without support, answers, or even realizing what I was going through. And I never want another woman to feel that way. That's why today I coach and mentor women to become what I call emotionally bulletproof. It's like putting on invisible armor so that the words, actions, and manipulation that once cut so deep just bounce right off. And when it comes to protecting yourself from a narcissist, becoming emotionally bulletproof is your best defense.
Oh, wow. I love how you turned your experience into something positive and for others. And I'm also glad that you broke your relationship cycle of narcissists. If you don't mind me asking, what do you think is the hardest part to overcome, or more so come to terms with when being in this kind of relationship?
Without a doubt, the hardest part for me to come to terms with was realizing that the relationship was an illusion. None of it was real. I entered the relationship with love, loyalty, and commitment, but the narcissist came in with an agenda. From the very beginning, I was never truly seen as a partner. I was a pawn in their game. And what makes it so painful is that the narcissist studies you. They get to know you better than you know yourself. They gather data, your dreams, your fears, your insecurities, and later they use it all against you. They find your unhealed wounds and they pour salt into them at just the right moment, all to keep power and control over you. Coming to terms with the fact that this wasn't love at all, but manipulation from the start. That was the hardest truth to face.
Wow. I can't imagine what it must be like to go through a relationship that you thought was real, but then realize it wasn't. Um, Now, as someone who's experienced this multiple times, what do you think would be the first step for someone to detach from narcissism?
What I learned the hard way is that I didn't know myself. I had no idea what boundaries were. I didn't realize I even had the right to ask for and get what I needed. The relationship was completely one-sided, with me giving everything and him taking. So that first step for someone to not fall into the narcissist trap is to get to know yourself. The truth is, Narcissists are looking for people they can easily manipulate and control. The way to avoid becoming that easy target is to truly know yourself. Start by creating a clear list of your non negotiables, what you will and will not tolerate in a relationship. You want to identify your core values, what's most important to you, and what you refuse to compromise on. Once you know your values and your non negotiables, you must defend them fiercely. When a narcissist tries to cross your boundaries or push you to compromise yourself, you will recognize it immediately. And instead of tolerating disrespect, you'll see the red flag for what it is, and you'll be able to walk away. When you know yourself, you know your worth. And when you know your worth, you simply don't settle for anything less than respect.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. It does make sense that if people know their worth, they don't affiliate themselves with toxic people, right? It's amazing what you're doing for people who feel stuck. Now, do you offer virtual services? And if so, do you work with anyone at any location?
I absolutely offer virtual coaching services to all my clients, and all our sessions are done via Zoom, which means no matter where you live, we can connect face to face and do this important work together. And I love that coaching virtually allows me to work with clients all over the world, so you can work with me from anywhere.
Okay, awesome. That's amazing. Do you have a website where people can reach you?
Yes, people can reach me at thegoodcalling.com, and I'd love to give your listeners a special gift. I'm offering a free life reset session, a one on one coaching call to help you get clarity and take your next steps forward. And you can book that free session right on my website at thegoodcalling.com.
Okay, perfect. I'll definitely add that in the description. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep doing what you're doing and take care.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.